we can't diagnose Naomi Osaka from here. You can't, even with your experience. So I think we're going to look at the larger issue here, which is people are like, hey, she plays in front of thousands of people for millions of dollars, yet has anxiety over answering questions from reporters. Explain this.
She's human. She's normal. No matter what we do and no matter who we are, so many of us struggle with mental health concerns, especially right now during this pandemic. So what she's saying is what a lot of people are feeling, which is anxiety is really fear of the unknown, and depression is hurt held inward. And she's human, she's normal, she's experiencing a lot of hurt held inward and anxiety and saying, I need to make some adjustments in my life in order to do this better.
She said a couple of very specific things in her statement. She said she has battled depression since 2018 on and off. And she also said she wears those headphones to help her shut out, I think, a lot of distractions in the world. When you saw that, what did you take from it?
It's a classic sports psychology technique that we often encourage athletes. When you put on your headphones, it's a universal symbol to everybody around you to leave me alone. I'm really focusing on myself right now, and I'm trying to shift my mind into that optimal place where I can perform really well. And so her use of headphones was kind of a passive way to let people know, please stay back. Let me be by myself at this particular moment. I actually think that's a really good way to manage anxiety in this situation.
What could tennis have done, or what can tennis do going forward?
Well, I think the key right there, John, is moving forward. And that is, we've got to really look at the policies in place. We've got to reevaluate mental health. And it's not just lip service, which may come from a lot of individuals. It's really about putting the time and the funding. This isn't just a professional thing. This is at the high school level. This is at the collegiate level, and really even through a lot of pro sports. We've got to put the funding in place to give these young athletes especially the emotional regulation skills that they need to manage the pressure, not just on the court, for example, but off it.
There were some players who said, look, we've got to answer questions from reporters. It's part of the job.
Sure.
Does that address the central issue here?
It doesn't, because at times all of us are going to struggle. And there needs to be more socially acceptable outlets for these athletes and for people when they do struggle to say, you know what, I'm really only able to do X, Y, or Z today. I'm not able to do this other stuff. And if an individual was injured, for example, with a physical injury that's more visible, we might give them a pass a little bit more. But for the invisible injuries, often mental health is invisible, people will suffer in silence. We've got to come up with better ways to give them an opportunity to say, it's okay not to be okay, and we're going to let you have a pass here today.
Tennis players, by the way, they're out there alone. They're not like, team sport athletes.
Right.
They're out there alone, all by themselves.
A lot of pressure.